Hello and welcome to Skill Me Up Academy webinar on Microsoft Dynamics 365 certification updates. My name is Manohar. I'm a Microsoft Business Applications architect, consultant, and a Microsoft certified trainer. I have 13 plus years of experience working as an architect or a consultant in different roles, helping companies implementing the project successfully and also provide live training in Dynamics Power Platform. I'm a 17 times certified in multiple Dynamics 365 customer engagement, finance and operations, and Power Platform roles. Some of my certifications I have added them as badges here. In addition to creating curriculum, training, I'm also a Microsoft certified trainer. You can connect with me on social media, the below link. So, quick rundown of Skill Me Up Academy and who Skill Me Up Academy is. Skill Me Up Academy is the training arm of Obsgility, and Obsgility is a Microsoft partner in different competencies, in multiple competencies, and they help organizations in different areas. They provide consultancy, host virtual agents on their one venue platform, as well as do a Microsoft Learning partner, as a Microsoft Learning partner, do training enablement with instructor led training, as well as webinars and other live events. For you to learn more about in different platforms or different portfolios of Microsoft areas like Azure, Dynamics 365, Microsoft 365, Power Platform, security. So, Obscility will provide trainings or will enable organizations in arranging or conducting the trainings with instructor led training or any of the live events that are there. So, agenda. So, we're going to understand what's new and where do you find the latest certifications, Microsoft Dynamics 365 certification updates, and new arrivals. So, I have arranged into applications area rather than into the different options because Microsoft moved into a role-based certification options a couple of years back. So, first, we'll talk about these fundamental certifications that we have in Dynamics 365, the customer engagement apps related certifications, the finance and operations apps in certifications, and the business central application. So, the reason why I moved into this way, I have kept the agenda like this is see, Dynamics 365 has two different portfolios. One is customer engagement, or many of you might know as customer relationship management. So we have some set of applications part of that customer engagement. And under finance and operations, which is earlier called as AX or Acceptor, so we have some certifications available in finance and operations. And Business Central is also kind of, we can say, part of finance and operations, but we are, this is being offered as a standalone certification as well. So that is the reason we have this agenda. So we're going to talk about the different certifications and the prerequisites for each certifications and what are the minor changes or major changes that would have happened with these certifications here. And once we complete discussing it, we'll discuss about the next steps as well. So what is new for Microsoft Dynamics 365 certifications, or where do you find the latest certifications? Right. So these are the list of certifications. Right. I will show you where you can find it. Right. We have two fundamentals exams: Dynamics 365 Fundamentals CRM and Dynamics 365 Fundamentals ERP. So we have MB910 and MB920. And coming to the Dynamics 365 certifications, and if you see the certifications where the prerequisite is PL200, they're all customer engagement related certifications. They are sales functional consultant. You need both PL200 plus MB210. Marketing functional consultant associate. So PL200 is a prerequisite plus MB210 is the actual exam. And customer service functional consultant. So it is also PL200 is a mandatory one plus the MB230 is the customer service exam. And Dynamics 365 field service functional consultant. So we have PL200 plus MB240 is related to field service exam. And in addition to that, we have the finance and operations uh, certification exams. So the prerequisite to achieve the respective certificates for most of them is MB300. So MB300 is the core finance operations or core finance part. So once you complete that exam, and if you complete MB310, you will become a finance functional consultant. If you complete MB320, you will be supply chain management manufacturing functional consultant. And if you complete MB330, that is supply chain management functional consultant, and the new entrant, I can say new entrant because it's we have from September or October onwards. This is MB340, that is Dynamics 365 Commerce Functional Consultant. And if you want to be, you are a technical person, that is MB500. Again, the prerequisite is MB300, so you'll be a finance and operations apps developer associate, and we have an architect level certification. So you need to be having one of these functional consultant or a developer associate certification. Plus, if you complete MB700, you will be a solution architect in finance operations. And MB800 is for business central functional consultant associate. And we have a specialty certification as well, that is customer data platform specialty. It is Dynamics 365 customer insights we have. So we'll talk about them as we go on. So where do you find the information? So if we have a certification poster, if you access the link that is provided here, so it will take you to the certification poster. It's not only for Dynamics 365, for all Microsoft exams, you can find here. And also you can go to Microsoft Learn and access the link. Simply, search for any exam, MB210 or MB220 or 330 or something like that. You will be taken to the exam page. And if you scroll down to the bottom of the page, you have some options to look into it. Like you can find the certification poster, you can find the certification guide. You can access those links, which will take you to these options. Okay, let's look into Microsoft Dynamics 365 fundamental certification updates. And there are major updates in fundamentals exams. And one update is already done. The second one is currently under process. So MP910 exam is for Microsoft Dynamics 365 fundamentals related to customer relationship management. So we have sales, we have marketing, field service, customer service. You'll be learning on the fundamentals and all these options, some of the shared features. But what is the update here? So the major update is that Microsoft removed this project operations content from these fundamental exams, and also some of the topics or some of the content related to each module or each app, which we believe it should be part of an advanced level or a role-based certifications. So the content has been removed. So instead of a 2-day certification in case of instructor-led training or a 2-day course, so it has been modified to 1-day course. So it gone through a complete update, removed some of the course content from all the topics. The project operations module is removed here. And if you want to access the exam or the content, you can access the link that is provided in the bottom of the page. So MP920 exam, so it is also under, going through a review for major changes. So the major changes, again, it's a 2-day certification in terms of instructor-led training. So it's being made to 1 day, but we are expecting a lot of things to be removed because there are some lot of advanced options added, which I believe should not be part of fundamentals because it will be a lot more confusing for a newcomer to attempt the exam. So We are expecting an update in August. It's a major update again for fundamentals. Even in terms of instructor-led training, as I said, it's being moved from 2 days to 1 day. So we're expecting a lot of content changes in here. Let's look into the role-based certifications in terms of customer engagement, right? So one of the things is that customer engagement is Dynamics 365 customer engagement apps, you know, are modified and it uses Power Platform for any customizations, configurations, or even some in up to some extent we use for extensions as well, like any of the developer part. So that's why you don't find the developer exam or an architect exam or a prerequisite exam in Dynamics 365 customer engagement like for finance and operations because it's part of Power Platform nowadays. So it works hand in hand with Power Platform. So PL200 is the prerequisite exam, that is Power Platform Functional Consultant for all functional consultant exams, that is MB 210, 220, 230, 240. And if you want to be a developer, you have to complete PL 400, so which will be discussed in Power Platform. And PL 600 is an architect level exam, so which applies to our Dynamics 365 as well. That is customer engagement. So that being said, let's look into each of those functional consultant exams, see what changes that has been made. So Microsoft Dynamics 365 Sales Functional Consultant Associate. So the prerequisite is PL 200, that is Power Platform Functional Consultant. MB 210 exam is for sales. A minor modifications happened in April 2022. Uh, so most of the updates are related to feature changes or functionality changes in terms of reflecting the content. So there are some content that is not available much for sales insights, how you can add Power BI reports or dashboards into Dynamics 365. A little bit of information is not clear, so that those changes have been applied. And also, if in case, because we are working in a sales environment, if you are looking for your customers' feedback, how we want to, how we approached in terms of dealing with the customer, you can use customer voice to capture surveys. So that content has been added. So how you can relate it to it. So these are some of the modifications. It's not major, very minor modifications because most of them are like uh, modifying the content to the current application behavior and adding a new one that is customer voice. And you can see the certification poster or a picture of how the certification journey should be. So you have to complete MBPL 200 and MB 210 to be a sales functional consultant. Microsoft Dynamics 365 Marketing Functional Consultant Associate. So the exam is MB 220. So mostly minor updates and review that happened in April 2022. So no major changes to topics and content. So what are the changes that happened? Just rearranging the topics into different areas, like the areas you see here, the skilled areas. So different topics were arranged into that, and also updates related to the terminology or any of the uh, new new keywords or new units were added to reflect the current marketing application behavior. So this is the update. It's a very minor update. It's mostly the same as it is earlier. So, but it's a very minor update. And again, to get the Microsoft Marketing Functional Consultant Associate badge, PL200 is a prerequisite, and you need to complete MB220 exam. Microsoft Dynamics 365 Customer Service Functional Consultant Associate. And let me tell you, see, you won't get major updates. I expect there won't be major updates at least for next 6 months in customer service because, in last October, the course underwent to a major change. A lot of things are added, a lot of things were modified. So See, the application behavior stays same, so we don't have to worry much. And what is being added here? So it's a minor update, and it happened in April 2022. So you have the customer voice survey content, how we can utilize customers' voices here in Dynamics 365 customer service. Being a customer service application, you need a platform for that. And customer voice is where how you can use it, how you can build survey projects, how you can distribute service. So this content has been added like with sales exam. So it is the only minor update in addition to some of the rearranging of the content and modifying the terminology to the current application behavior. And again, so PL200, that is Microsoft Power Platform Functional Consultant, is a prerequisite. Plus, you need to pass this MB230 exam. So, Microsoft Certified Dynamics 365 Customer Service Functional Consultant Associate. And let me tell you, all of our exams in Dynamics 365 are scored for 1,000 points, and you are expected to score 700 to pass those exams. So 700 is the minimum. So that doesn't mean you'll get 1,000 questions or like that. Most of the time, the questions are anywhere between 40 to 60, usually around 50 or 55, for all our finance or all our, the functional consultant exams. So no, there are different types of questions you will be provided, right? Multiple choice questions, multiple choice questions where you can choose multiple options, case studies, hotspot questions. There are a lot of different questions we can expect in the exam. Most of them are scenario based. There won't be any straightforward questions, but you are expected to score 700 to pass the exam. So that is the thing. So coming to the field service functional consultant, so a field service is a very uh, you know it, it is an application that really helps organizations where they are providing the on-site support. And it got a minor change or minor update in April 2022. Like, there are some content modifications in universal resource scheduling, which is a feature in field service. Uh, and there are a couple of new topics that were added, like remote assist, how you can work with remote assist during your on-field work, and also how you can train your new entrants using Dynamics 365 guides. But Dynamics 365 guides is very very minimal addition, but it has a lot of scope. But not everything has been added here. Remote assist, you have a little bit, right? How you can work with remote assist. That is the capability that we have, but it's a minor update comparing to the major changes that we expect from any other course. So it's again a very good exam. So one of the things is that you need to understand the chain of events that happens in field service, because it's not a traditional CRM or a customer engagement application. Like, when I say it's not a traditional, because the behavior won't reflect like that, because the way that you work on the field service application will most reflect an ERP application, because you have a lot of configurations, you have a lot of chain of events that you need to uh, remember, because if you miss connecting any of those chains, the application may not work as you expected. So it's more or less a very good application that you can work, but most configuring changes will be there. So your questions will also based on that in your certification. Now this is a new entrant into Microsoft Dynamics 365. That is customer data platform specialty. MB260 is Dynamics 365 customer insights exam. So, for beta, it's launched as it launched in February first week, and we have it live from almost like March last week, or from April onwards. We have it live. Um, so what is Dynamics 365 Customer Insights? Let's say you are working in a marketing organization, or you are working in even a sales or hospitality industry, And you have a lot of customers that are coming through, and one customer is a frequent customer. So one of the things that you want to understand is that how you can make them um, uh, comfortable, or what are the things that you can provide them because they are the frequent customers to your hospitality, to your hotel or something. Then use, but to do that you need to understand. So that's where you have to pull the information, but because you maintain your customer information from different places. Maybe from, you want to connect to social media, or you want to connect to the customers, like from your booking system, their profile information, the common tasks, their history of bookings, and what are the common things that they're asking. So you can get this information and process it. You get a 360-degree view of your customer. So that it really helps, what are their interests, what are their, how well they can affect your business, maybe, bring more customers, or, how their feedback is more valued, or um, uh, how you can uh, use his or her references, if they are ready to do, or what are the additional benefits that you can provide. So it's more like, to provide more experiences. We use these customer insights, even in marketing, to personalize the marketing chain of events that you do. That can be digital marketing or any events. You need to understand your customer more. So Microsoft Dynamics 365 Customer Insights provides you that 360-degree view. So you understand what are their interests, what are their affinities, what are their spends, how their behavior, the spending behavior, or any specific actions that they take. So you can get to know more about it. Based on that, we can define the personalized preferences there. So customer insights is a very good application we have. Um, so my MB260 is the exam, and again it went live in April. So it's a standalone certification. So because it's a specialty certification, so if you pass Dynamics 365 Customer Insights, you achieve this customer data platform specialty, and you will be tested on Power Query, the ETL operations, how you can work with audience engagements. But one thing is that the engagement, some of the engagement activities, or some of the information has just been, taken a back step. We predominantly concentrate on audience engagements here. So we'll work on this understanding about your customer more and more. And these are about the customer engagement related certifications. Again, if you want to be a developer, or if you want to get architect level certifications, you need to go to Power Platform certifications. They are PL 400 and PL 600. Microsoft Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations certification updates. So we have different set of certifications that are there. Not every certification went through an update, especially even a minor update. There is no update for some certifications, so we won't be discussing them. Even in any minor changes happened, so we'll talk about it. So the first one is MB300 exam, that is Microsoft Dynamics 365 Core Finance and Operations. So the last update happened in September 2021. The reason, even though it's no update happened recently, why I wanted to discuss here is that uh, because it's a prerequisite for to achieve any functional consultant or a technical consultant, or even you want to be an architect, because you need to get a functional consultant or a developer certification. For them it is the prerequisite. So it talks about more of the core finance features. What are the capabilities that you have, how you can use Microsoft Power Platform. You get all these things with Microsoft Dynamics 365 Core Finance and Operations. So so these are a very good starting point for you to start learning about finance and operations here. And MB310 exam, Microsoft Dynamics 365 Finance Functional Consultant Associate. So it's a MB310 exam. So a latest update happened in April 2022. That is the major update. So there are major changes happened in especially in the way how you can configure finance management, how you can configure expense management, the fixed assets management. So there are even different options that we have in the finance application, like accounts payable, accounts receivable. There are different modules, or the learning options are there. So new content has been added, some of the existing content has been modified or either removed, which does not suit the current day of the application. So a major update happened in that process. So a prerequisite of MB300 is is mandatory. Then you need MB310 exam uh, for that. So you will be a Microsoft Dynamics 365 Finance Functional Consultant Associate if you complete this exam. And Microsoft Dynamics 365 Supply Chain Management Functional Consultant. So it's a wonderful exam. It's like the core finance and operations. You talk about you supply chain operations. You need to know the application behavior. You need to know the general trends in the industry. What is supply chain management? So based on that, how you configure the application. So there are no major updates happened. A release happened in February 2022, but that is very minor changes. Again, it is to reflect the current application behavior and trends, like renaming some of the content, or just rearranging the content to different skill areas. So it's other than that, we don't have any change in the content for the supply chain management. That too, the release happened in February 2022. And most of the finance and operations applications, there will be no major updates that happens, because these are the enterprise resource planning applications. So you don't expect major changes frequently. So very rarely the major changes happens. So uh, but just a thing to remember, even though you are learning about supply chain management, see the MB310, the finance functional consultant, sometimes is very important to understand how you can operate with financial aspects within supply chain management. So even though it's an MB330 exam, having an idea of MB310 will really help. And again, the prerequisite for it is MB300. To come, you have to pass that exam, and you have to complete MB330 exam to achieve Microsoft Certified Dynamics 365 Supply Chain Management Functional Consultant Associate. And the new entrant, it's generally available from September 2021. After that, we don't have any updates in this one. So that is Dynamics 365 Commerce Functional Consultant. So you need to pass the MB340 exam plus MB300 to achieve the Commerce Functional Consultant. So the name itself says it's commerce. Earlier it is a retail application. So all your retail operations, your either physical stores or e-commerce stores, we manage them in the commerce application. And we have a fraud protection, and you will be managing the fraud protection, how you can keep your customers safe from any frauds. You will be defining, or you will be managing this point of sales systems. You'll be managing the order fulfillment and inventory in Dynamics 365 customer service. You will learn a lot of things, but it's an application that really suits for any retail operations that you have, because you manage the finance, you manage these commerce operations. Any promotional activities, we can define them, especially the order fulfillment. If you receive orders, maintaining the inventory is really important, and also protecting your customers is also important, and especially in terms of e-commerce. So the fraud protection capabilities also available for us. Microsoft Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations Apps Developer. So these are developer certifications. So to prove you are a technical consultant, you have to complete this MB500 exam. You will be using X++ to design, to develop code, or to develop any of the new things that are there part of the application. Now we have this Power Platform as well underlying, so you can use Power Platform to modify something. But you'll be learning about architecture. You'll use different elements to develop. You'll use your X++ tools, platform to develop the things. It helps in implementing the reporting. You'll be managing some of the solutions, and how you can optimize the performance. You can manage these things, and again, it's a minor update, so there are no major changes to happen. It's all about rejuggling the content, or arranging the content to suit the current coding platform or the developing platform that you have in there. So MB300 is a prerequisite again. So you need to understand the core finance. Then you have to write MB500, because if you don't understand how the core operations, it doesn't fit that. It may not be that much feasible to complete MB500 exam. So you need to write MB300 plus MB500 to get this finance and operations apps developer associate. So if you want to learn more, you can go to the link that is specified in the bottom of this slide. You'll get more information about your certification. These are all the functional consultant or a technical associate certifications, and we have an expert level, that is an architect level certification as well. So that is MB700. So Microsoft Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations Apps Solution Architect. So this is the MB700 exam, which a minor update happened in April. So because see, one of the prerequisites is either a developer exam or any of the functional consultants. So as the minor updates happens, so we know that reflects in MB700 as well. So there are no major changes to topics or content. It's all about reflecting to the current day environment. So those are the change, like a minor updates happen. So you have a prerequisite. It's not only about MB300. You have to complete one of the certifications that are offered in finance and operations to get finance and operations app solutions architect. That is, you either have to complete finance functional consultant or supply chain management manufacturing. So I didn't discuss this because there is no update happened after April 2020 or September 2020. You know, from 2021, especially like from 2020, either September or November or after that, we don't have any update on supply chain management manufacturing. So that's why I have not discussed it. But it's the MB320 exam. So if you complete that supply chain management manufacturing functional consultant or supply chain management functional consultant, that is MB330, and finance and operations developer associate, that is MB500. So you need one of those exams as a prerequisite plus MB700. So once you complete both of them, so you will achieve that badge, that is finance and operations apps solutions architect. So these are the different certifications we have in finance and operations as well, and you can see that there are no major updates happened except for MB310. So because it's been due that a change has to happen in MB310, because there is no update happened from long. So the application changes happen to reflect a lot of things. The content changes happen to reflect a lot of things within the application. So that's why MB310 has the major update, not any other. In fact, even in our MB2 Dynamics 360 customer engagement as well, so we don't have those major updates because there are updates. The major updates already happened in October or September. Uh, we are not expecting any major updates anytime soon. Maybe around next October or so, but as of now, no. Okay, so the last one in the Microsoft Dynamics 365 is Business Central certification. See, one of the things is that you need now you are going to learn all the different things like supply chain options, required commerce, you have the core finance operations, everything you will deal in Business Central, but it's a very small, it's for the upcoming businesses, where they don't have much exposure, but they want to have everything within there. So you need to have it in the system. So how you can work through that. So MB800 exam updated February 2022, and mostly minor updates and review. So there are no major changes to topics or content. You might have some of the artifacts related, as I said, no major updates, right? So, like the artifacts to reflect your business central application so that you can fast track your project. So there are some artifacts that relates to like how you can use the sales, how you can work with templates, how you can process the operations, work with the supply chain aspects of it, the customer service aspect of any of the order management. So related to those options, we have some a little bit modifications in terms of names, but no major changes to topics or content. So MB800 is the Business Central Functional Consultant, and it's a standalone certification. So if you complete MB800, you achieve this Business Central Functional Consultant Associate. So these are the different certifications we have, how we can walk through, manage the operations as such, right? So what are the next steps? In here we have, so what is the direction you can take going forward? So you have known by now about pretty much the entire breadth of Microsoft Dynamics 365 exams. Yeah, there is a certification that I have not discussed, that is MB320, because there are no updates happened from a long time. But again, you can look into the certification poster, understand what are the things, what are the exams that are there. So most of them pretty much I have covered here with respect to Microsoft exams. Like I said, go deeply through these, the links, each of them, you can find them under the respective slides. You get to know more about it. What are the skills, even underlying the skills, what are the sub areas that you need to learn, you will have that. So there are three different places that you can start learning. One is Microsoft Learn. Microsoft Learn is now a very good platform to start understanding. It's a self-paced learning options you have. So go through the links. Like you can search for MB210 sales or MB330 supply chain management. A page will open, the exam page. If you scroll down, you'll find some self-paced learning options, and you have an instructor-led training. Let's say you might not be able to concentrate, maybe because of your work, or you are not able to concentrate it. You have this instructor-led training. You can you can use the learning partners, Microsoft learning partners like Auxility, so to get the training, the instructor-led, where the instructor will guide you, will provide information, explain the content, and also the advantage is that you get these hands-on labs, hands-on practice exercises with the instructor-led training. So you can do, you get a very good feel of the application tools. These hands-on exercises are just not those exercises that are defined. If you combine all those exercises, it will be a project altogether. So if you combine all the hands-on exercises, once you do that, at the end it will be a project for you. So you'll have different case studies or exercises that are provided. You can use that. So Microsoft Learn is an on-demand content that's self-paced, that you can learn, uh, you know, depend on how you want. But I always say like this, it's very helpful to go through some level of instructor-led training, whether it is offered by a class, or whether you have some recorded videos, so where you can go through those videos. And most importantly, you need to work on the hands-on lab exercises, because this is where you get to have the feel. And let me tell you, Microsoft Dynamics 365, you get a 30-day trial subscriptions to most of their applications. So where you can go ahead and practice different scenarios with those 30-day trial instances. And this is a great way to start learning, because that is one of the things that may run in everyone's mind, that yes, you have explained the certifications, you have given me the content, and you are saying the hands-on exercises, but where do I practice it? That is where you have these 30-day trial subscriptions, which you can use it. You can walk through those options. And that's it. So we have seen where you can find the latest certifications. First of all, I want to thank you for attending this webinar, and we went through all of that. The latest certifications. We went through the updates related to Microsoft Dynamics 365 certifications, the new certification that is MB260, customer data platform specialty. And I have shown you how you can start your journey, either using Microsoft Learn, instructor like training. So we have different options. You can explore the other webinars from Obsility for Microsoft 365 or Microsoft Power Platform. So this we have the options that are there, which we can walk through those options that you can go ahead and manage them as such. So we have that platforms. It's Microsoft Dynamics 365. So so not Microsoft 365, but we have some other webinars that are related to Azure, Microsoft 365, Power Platform. So please go ahead and explore to get an understanding. So what are the new latest certifications, especially if you are looking for Microsoft Dynamics 365 customer engagement, then please explore Power Platform. So what are the new updates that are there, because customer engagement is dependent on these Power Platform certifications. Okay, so connect with us. So you can reach out to Obsility if you're interested in any of the capabilities that Obsility offers, like instructor-led training, consulting services, as well any virtual agent, virtual events that are coming up. You want to, at least you want to look into the OneView platform, the virtual conference manager platform. So reach out to Obsility at sales@obsility.com, or the phone number provided on this slide. So they will be really, really help you. And if you want to explore more, go to skillmeup.com. And thank you very much for attending this webinar. Again, my name is Manohar, and this was the webinar for Obsility and the Skill Me Up Academy. I hope you enjoyed it. Get the necessary information. Have a great day.